It's Ray Fosse. Ray, it's Brian Kenny and company. Thanks for joining us.
Gentlemen, nice to be here. Unfortunately, you had to show that. I had to see it firsthand, and now I get to see it again. But that's then, and we're looking forward to the future right now.
And look, another big move is made. What's your thought? You saw Josh Donaldson, Ray, blossom before your very eyes, become one of the top players in the game, and now he's sent off. What do you think of the trade?
Well, it's an interesting trade. I think the one thing we have to look at is what Donaldson meant, of course, to the ball club. He is hitting, right-handed power, 29 home runs, Gold Glove, third base. Put him in the MVP category. He was a big-time player, and I think probably shocked a lot of players that he was traded. Whoever might have been traded to it happened to be the Toronto Blue Jays. But I think Donaldson is a type of player that's going to help the Blue Jays. But on the other hand, the one thing we can never forget that when Billy Beane does his work, it usually works out the best for the Athletics in one way or the other. And I think the one constant has always been, in the last 3 years at least, and that is Bob Melvin, the manager, because in 12 they weren't supposed to win. They won the division, same in 13. And, of course, he's gone to postseason 3 consecutive years. Getting Brett Lawrie. Now, we have to remember, he had Jet Lowry and Brett Lawrie now, so we're going to have to get those names corrected. But the thing about Lawrie, and you guys know Eric Burns, we had him. He plays hard, and I think that's the one thing the fans are going to enjoy about Brett Lawrie. So you have to look at two third basemen exchanging places. Lawrie, of course, has done a tremendous job playing third base. He's Canadian, of course, and I'm sure very sad to leave the Blue Jays after starting there, or at least playing successfully there. But the A's are very happy to have Lawrie. He's going to bring a lot of energy to the ball club and the way he plays. But you really can't discount what Josh Donaldson meant to the Athletics, especially from the right-handed bat side.
Ray, I know you haven't spoken to every fan and every player, but I'm wondering what you guess the reaction from both of those constituencies might be. I know Brian doesn't care about people's feelings, but I wonder what you think this will mean to A's Nation.
Well, I think they're going to be looking at it and saying, why? I mean, he had 29 home runs last year, and sure, they'll look at the numbers that Donaldson put up. And, you have to remember that, about 3 years ago, he came in as a backup catcher, and then all of a sudden he's a Gold Glove third baseman. So he's done a lot for the Athletics. Again, playing third base and the big foul territory at the Coliseum. He played it perfectly. And, of course, swinging the bat, big home runs, as you guys showed with the walk-off against the Nationals. And, he's done a very, very good job. And I'm sure the fans are going to be saying, what is Billy doing? But like I said, Billy usually makes moves for a reason. And trading a very important member of the Athletics like Josh Donaldson, I'm sure it will be talked about. But, again, you cannot discount what Billy has done over the past years to have a lot of success with the Athletics.
Ray, the Athletics obviously have been in this position because they have real good pitching and their foundation of pitching. And I'm a fan of Sonny Gray, but where do you think Sonny Gray can be from a durability standpoint? Not very big. Can he be a number one? Can he anchor this staff as he matures in age? Can this guy be the guy that takes him to the next level?
Hey, John, first of all, I appreciate what you know about pitching. And, again, I look forward to your induction speech in the Hall of Fame when you get there. I know you don't want to talk about it, but I'll say you're going to be there. But I will say about Sonny Gray, everybody can look at his stature, his size. The one thing the A's have done is try to protect him. And I remember one time this past year, they sat him out as far as the start. He went 10 days between starts. He was horrible when he came back on the next day, his next start. He needs to pitch every 5th day. You cannot look at his size and worry about how he's going to be able to pitch an entire season. I compare him to Tim Hudson. The A's had Hudson, who is now with the Giants and many years with the Braves, as you know, John. But everybody looked at Tim Hudson and said, he's not big enough to be a major league pitcher. And look at the career he has had. I look at Sonny Gray being the leader of this staff. He's going to be the #1 starter. The A's are hopeful to get Parker and Griffin back, which is going to help tremendously from the Tommy John surgery. But Sonny Gray, to me, is a big game pitcher, as big as anybody in baseball right now.
Ray, we're coming up on the big 1-year anniversary of that Jim Johnson for Jamal Weeks blockbuster that rocked the baseball world to non-tender deadline. Really worked out well for both teams, didn't it? And Billy Beane surprised a lot of people by taking on a $10 million closer. Are you kind of braced for another surprise from him as this deadline approaches tomorrow?
Yes, I am. I think with trading Josh Donaldson, you can never think anything other than Billy is going to try to help the ball club. And when you trade a big right-handed bat. Remember, the A's just signed Billy Butler for 3 years. So at that point, I'm sure the nation, as you called them, the Oakland A's nation, had to be thinking, Had Josh Donaldson from the right side. You get Billy Butler from the right side. Predominantly a left-handed hitting lineup that the A's have had for many years. Then all of a sudden you add another power right-handed hitter, a very good hitter, probably more of a doubles hitter, if you will, having played in Kansas City. And then all of a sudden Donaldson's traded. So Billy has something on his mind of what he's trying to do. And again, we just have to look at his success and think that if there's a blockbuster deal, which there probably will be, I don't think he's finished. I think he's going to continue to try to mold this ball club into being a good one. But also remember, Bob Melvin is a manager. He's going to take where Billy gives him and he's going to turn it into a successful club.
All right, Devin, a great job. Boy, Rock throwing out the Jim Johnson trade twice like a blunt object around here. Take it easy. Wow, man. Ray's killing us. Ray, great having you on the show. Thank you. We'll do it again.
Good to see you guys. Best
All right,
to you.
it was a
Thank
bad
you.
deal.